Hi everyone and welcome back to OpenSec Math. I am Abby.
And I'm Jazzy, and today we're continuing from our last video on the topic of trigonometry. But we're going to focus on using inverse trigonometric identities to find the value of angles within a right angled triangle. And we're going to give you a little tip at the end.
So let's look at this example. In this triangle, we have the length of two sides and we are being asked to find the size of the angle theta. Which trigonometric identity should we use?
Well, let's first label the triangle. We always know the hypotenuse is the longest side. And if the angle is here, the opposite side would be here and the adjacent side would be between the given angle and the right angle.
Great. So what do we have? And what do we want to find?
Well, we have the opposite and the adjacent, and we want to find theta this time, the angle.
Nice. So which of the three identities involve all these values?
Opposite and adjacent, if I remember, that would be TOA.
Excellent. So now that we know which identity to use, let's work it out using the values in our triangle.
Right, and remember TOA is opposite over adjacent. Tan theta is equal to the opposite, which is 15, over the adjacent, which is 20. 15 over 20 is equal to 0.75. Therefore, tan theta is equal to 0.75.
Yes, but that is not all. We need to find the value of theta, not tan theta.
Now, we know you are all masters of linear equations by now. So you know exactly what you need to do to find theta.
But because we use scientific calculators when dealing with trigonometric identities like sine, cosine, and tangent, we have to use the tools given to us by scientific calculators to solve them. And scientific calculators do not divide by trigonometric identities. Instead, they multiply by the inverse of trigonometric identities, which is the exact same thing as dividing, just done in a different way.
Your scientific calculators have a function for the inverse of identities. But let's see how you would arrive at the inverse first by continuing with the question. Now, the equation says tan theta is equal to 0.75. So to find theta, we must first eliminate tan from this side by doing the reverse operation of multiplication, which is division. So we divide tan theta by tan to eliminate tan. And we do the same on the other side of the equation to make sure it remains equal, the balance scale. That leaves us with theta is equal to 0.75 over tan. Well, this fraction can be rewritten in this way. 1 over tan multiplied by 0.75.
Now, 1 over tan can also be rewritten another way. You see, 1 over any number is always equal to that same number to the power of -1, or as we call it, the inverse of that number. 1 over tan, therefore, is equal to tan to the power of -1, or tan inverse. That leaves us with theta is equal to tan inverse multiplied by 0.75. So now all you have to do is work it out.
And as we said earlier, calculators have functions that allow you to multiply by the inverse of sine, cosine, and tan. Usually on calculators, press second function to get the inverse. So we simply punch in tan inverse by 0.75 and we get 36.869 degrees to the third decimal place.
And that brings us to our tip. When calculating to find the value of an unknown angle and you've reached the point in the equation that looks like this, find theta by multiplying the equation by the inverse of whatever trigonometric identity you are working with. To be clear, we find theta by multiplying tan inverse to x. If sine theta is equal to x, we find theta by multiplying sine inverse by x.
Right.
And if cosine theta is equal to x, we find theta by multiplying cosine inverse by x. For example, if sine theta is equal to 0.2, Theta would be equal to sine inverse multiplied by 0.2.
Punch that in our scientific calculators and we'll see that we get 11.537 degrees.
And that's it for today's video. Please rewatch both our videos as many times as you need and practice as many questions until you master trigonometry.
And don't forget, when doing trigonometry or any kind of maths for that matter, don't panic. It's just maths. This video has been sponsored by BP and produced by the 2 Cents Movement with the help of these beautiful people.
Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos.
Vámonos!